Well, one man's dream of recycling fish into fertilizer swims past its first hurdle, but some of the community worry the process could leave neighbors feeling queasy. A first-of-its-kind farming business in the Rockford region hopes to plant roots in South Beloit, but a standard vote for a special use permit at City Council took some tense detours as WIFR's Nathaniel Langley finds out why the owner understood the concerns.
Daniel, I'd say it's pretty rare to see a police escort out of a council meeting and a live fish fertilizer demonstration all in one night. But hey, South Beloit achieved that, and the creative Bahara Planet says he'll achieve more success in the community.
Hello, everybody.
For one night only.
And I'm going to walk you through the process that we do.
South Beloit City Council chambers became a laboratory.
Transport.
Adam Elbrishi offered commissioners and about 30 audience members a live demonstration of his life's work.
The fish fertilizer is just one small part of this whole thing.
The 34-year-old plans to repurpose invasive Asian carp into fertilizer for nearby farm fields.
The current fertilizer industry, they're not really basing their care for plants and soil on an actual nutrition cycle.
Elbrishi looks to operate inside this facility off Elmwood Avenue.
Our process is very simple. There's no heating involved, there's no steam or off-gassing.
The business requires a special use permit from South Beloit.
It's just gonna be a pure mess, man.
Neighbors like Ken Collins worry a fish smell could move next door.
Find a nice little plot and hey, put your little fish fertilizing company right there.
Others at council feared the business's impact.
Our city leaders need to be more interested in the businesses that are here now.
There's never been any smell.
But just as Elbrishi's mom spoke in favor, a police officer escorted a woman speaking out of turn.
I'm sorry that happened, but that's the way it is.
In a 3-to-1 vote, City Council approved Elbrishi's permit, which includes a no-smell requirement.
If you don't adhere to these 10 points, then you lose your business right then.
It's taken about 10 years to get to this point.
Elbrishi says it's overwhelming to use his science knowledge for good.
And I'm not being forced to use chemicals that poison me or the people around me.
Elbrishi expects to open the facility by the end of this summer. His next stop to start operation is through the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Illinois agencies.
South Beloit leaders say the business would not harm the city or pose any risk to wastewater or the fire departments.